Hi neighbors, welcome back to another video of Cooking with Neighbors. It is I, Jerry Ellen, and actually I almost did this with no sharing it, and I thought, what? You gotta share it, okay? So, I'm gonna tilt this down a wee little bit here. How's everyone? Today, what am I making? I should tell you. Pork roast. Bone-in pork roast. Now, you can use just olive oil. I have some ghee that I melted, and I'm going to add some olive oil too. So you want like a quarter of a cup. I like this combo, but you could just use olive oil, like I say. Okay, so I have a teaspoon of dried rosemary and a teaspoon of coarse salt. It's kosher salt. And a quarter of a teaspoon of pepper, half a teaspoon of paprika, and a tablespoon of minced garlic. And the oil that I have, I'm going to put all of that into the oil. So I have a roaster and I have this sitting on a rack, and I'm going to brush this all over. And of course, with clean hands, you can get in there. It is snowing to dickens here today. Do the sides. My oven is preheating to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And I have a sliced onion. I'm just going to throw it around. Also add a cup of water to your roaster, okay? And I got 3-4 carrots that I sliced on an angle, about 1/2-inch slices, give or take. Uncovered. Oh, she's not heated up yet. Oh gee, don't put it in there until it's heated up to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So I put a meat probe in there. Make sure it doesn't touch a bone. And I got it set for 145 degrees Fahrenheit for internal temperature. I'm going to put it in my oven now. Make sure your oven's preheated before putting it in. So I don't forget to let you know, after 45 minutes, I'm going to reduce the temperature to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, okay? And I'm anticipating that this size roast is probably going to take an hour and a half. For 5 minutes now, I've been trying to get this cover off. Oh, all I had to do was put the camera on. Neighbors, I'm ready to put it. I got the oven temperature changed to 350 now, and I put a 1.5 cups of water in the pan, and I'm going to put like a 1/2 cup of this because I like the way that it makes gravy. So, oops. Actually, I'm going to put a whole cup in, mixed with that water that's in there. Also, what I'm going to do is going to make some gravy using this Easy Blend. So I have some in a cup here. I'm going to add some water to. Give it a good old whisk. Make sure it's all diluted well in the water. Or I mean all like dissolved in the water. And then, excuse me. I'm And then about the last 20 minutes or whatever, when I see that the temperature is starting to get closer to a finish done, I'm going to add it to the pot and let it cook. Make a gravy. And I'm going to make some popovers. When that's resting, I'm going to turn my potatoes on and I'm going to make some popovers. So now on to the popovers that I am going to do. And I don't know why I'm not on camera there. I apologize. I am doing a voiceover because the house is kind of busy, construction going on in the background, a lot of noise. So what am I doing? Oh, I have 3 tablespoons of melted butter right there in that bowl that you just saw. And I'm adding it to a 1.5 cups of milk. And recipe calls for 4, oh, that's a teaspoon of salt. Recipe calls for 4 large eggs, but my eggs are medium, so I'm going to use 5 of them. So I'm putting 5 eggs in with the milk, melted butter, and salt there. Yeah, I hope everybody is doing great. This is odd, doing a voiceover. Kind of feels funny, but anywho, I'm doing it. There's the fifth egg there. Yeah. So I did 5 instead of 4 eggs because my eggs are kind of small. Well, they're medium, but whisking all that together. And my pan, the muffin pan that you see there, you have to grease that really well, even around the rims, because they do pop over and you don't want them to stick to the rim. So I buttered that. Now I have a 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour that I'm trying to get into the big measuring mug here or whatever. And yeah, doesn't really fit very well, and I put some on the counter, which I'm going to go clean that off right now. Come back. Now, just going to mix that up. And, relatively smooth you want it. There's a couple of little lumps in there, which I did have a couple of little lumps, and they were fine. I went and I got a fork because it fits better. I'm just going to keep on blending that really well. Try to get it as lump-free as possible. Okay, so my greased up muffin pan there, you don't want to fill these right up to the top. You want them 3/4 of the way full. So, don't push it past 3/4 of the way because they do need some room to pop over. So this amount of mixture pretty much is bang on for making a dozen just medium to smaller size popovers. If you want them larger, get a Texas size muffin tin. That's what I would say, just to be on the safe side, because I wouldn't want you to push it too much in the regular size muffin cups. Texas size muffin tin, 6 of them, 3/4 of the way full. They'll be nice and large, but I like the size of these. These turned out really good. They're going in a 450 Fahrenheit oven that's been preheated for about 35 minutes. I left them in for the 35 minutes, and they got a browner than what I would actually want them to be. I should have taken them out at around the 30-minute mark, so just keep an eye on them around the 30-minute mark. Look at that. Doesn't that look fantastic? Like, I'm serious. It turned out so good. A lot of stuff going on, so I got a little tiny bit of a tasty poo at the end. If you're still hanging around, I appreciate it. This is the popover. See, a little darker than what I actually would want. They're not burnt, but they were borderline getting there. So I'm just popping it open, that popover. And look at that. They're so light. They tasted great with the gravy. The gravy turned out great. I got mashed potatoes on there. We had mashed potatoes and everything. It was a wonderful dinner. Here's another shot of the pork and the popovers and my carrots. I'm going to hopefully just bring that up to the camera in a second here. There you go. So 145 to 150 degrees Fahrenheit internal temperature. Awesome. So a revisit here. I put these in for 35 minutes. Put them in for 30. My oven, I think, cooked them a little browner than I want it, but they still taste really good. So 30-35 minutes. Watch them at the close to the 30-minute mark. Hot. That's hot. Look at that. This is absolutely so tender. It is so good, honest to goodness. And there's the gravy, but it's just in this, nothing fancy. And I got mashed potatoes. Everybody's got their plates and stuff. It's so good. Bye. Come back.